Hello everyone, welcome. Today we have a very special demo. We're going to be doing a wah-wah shootout with none other than Mr. Del Casher, the inventor of the wah-wah.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Let's not call it a demo, let's call it a presentation. Well, last time they called it a demo for me, they said, well, he didn't do anything except just demo this thing. I didn't mean demolish it, you know. That's
well, it's okay, so, well... it's a demonstration or a presentation of the wah-wah. So we have quite a few wah-wahs. Actually, we even have the original prototype that he has from 1966. So we'll use that and compare it against a lot of modern and old wah-wahs. Now, the one thing I did want to have you talk about real quick before we got started was, could you tell the story about how the wah-wah was originally intended for trumpet and wasn't meant for guitar, and you're the one that changed that?
Well, really, the Vox company was purchased by the Thomas Organ Company, and they bought the British UK Vox name, which was a tube amplifier. And really what they wanted to do was build the transistorized Vox amplifier for the Vox Ampliphonic Big Band. And you got to remember, big bands were coming back. Back in 1966, no they weren't. Lawrence Welk was hot, but that was about it. I was playing Motown record dates and Phil Spector dates. I didn't think they were coming back, but they thought, the management thought it. So they said, gee, we should have every amplifier, every trumpet would have its own Vox amplifier, every saxophone player would have his own amplifier, and the little old guitar player, it was just one guitar, just me by myself, playing with them. And I'd have my little amplifier. So when we came up with the wah-wah pedal, which I presented to the management, Joe Benarin specifically, he listened to me rip on the guitar, doing the wah-wah sounds and all that. I said, this is the future, Joe, this is the greatest thing in the world. And he says, my God, that is great. And I was so elated when he said that. And he says, yes, we can use this for the wah-wah on the trumpet. They won't have to use their hand going wah, wah, wah. Wait a minute, Joe, what happened with the guitar? Oh, no, there's only one guitar in a big band, and big bands are coming back. You understand that, aren't they?
They came back in the 90s with Brian Setzer briefly.
Well, it was with what, a lead guitar player?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and after all, so we said, I told Joe Benarin and the management, well, if you're going to have the wah-wah trumpet, which I don't think is what they had in mind. I don't know whether trumpet players would go for the idea, but why don't you call Clyde McCoy, who had the Sugar Blues in 1933 with the wah trumpet going wah, 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 the wah sound on the trumpet has been around with George Gershwin in 1927, we go back to the Dixieland guys, they all do wah on their hand and so, the Vox company wanted to help those poor trumpet players not have to wiggle their hand around. And that's what they saw the future of. And I'm saying, wait a minute, I'm playing all these Motown dates with Phil Spector and all these other things, and I'm playing all these things. We had 4 guitars on a date. And I said, we've got to make the guitar sound new and fresh and expressive. Just like the harmonica player, he cups his hand, wow, wow, like that. I said, this is the sound, that's the future. And they said, no, it's a trumpet sound thing, the big bands are coming back. So then we made the demo record, which was,
the presentation record.
The presentation record of Vox with the guitar. Thank you very much for correcting me on that horrible mistake that I made there. And they had so much faith in my presentation of demonstrating what the wah-wah guitar would sound like, which I composed the songs originally to make it sound like, harmonicas and all that stuff, that they didn't want to spend too much money, so they took a cardboard and coated it with plastic and then stamped it. So it was good for one play. And I'm sure everybody's got a record out there. Everybody's heard that wah record that I made for you, right? Yes. Please send your cards and letters in and let me know how many you've got out there.
Well, if you haven't, we can get you a link or tell you how to get it.
Absolutely.
Now, let's go ahead and let's go through all the different pedals. And I think you want to start with your original prototype?
We can do that.
We'll start with the original prototype, and then we'll tell you each one we're doing.
Hi, this is Del Casher. I'd like to talk about my wah pedal, which I had developed when I was with Vox in 1966 November, and then we made the record to demonstrate what this prototype sounded like and why it sounds different than the Clyde McCoy pedal, which they marketed as a standard item, which you're all familiar with. The idea is that I was wanting the guitar to sound even in the entire spectrum from the low to high notes, no matter where the pedal was in what position. Now let me demonstrate what I mean by that. First of all, I'm going to show you this. My pedal is... So, I mean, it sounds like a regular wah pedal, doesn't it? I know it does wah. It goes... But here's the important thing is when you play a note, so when I take the note from the bottom, a good instrument will always sound even. There will be no note that will be louder than the other. There will be no resonant frequencies. So, and so in that low range, when I have the pedal pulled up, So if I'm playing chords, so if I'm pulling the pedal up into a metal sound, you hear the notes. You can hear the notes, but they're not muffled and they're not muddied. So this is the important thing about clarity. And this is about musicianship, and it's about the thing that you want to express yourself and what you're saying on your guitar. So like if you're playing, so you see what you can do is you can play these two notes, or like, you heard the bass note? Hear that note there? Notice you can hear the chord. And why? It's because there are no resonant bumps in the low end, all even, and in the top end it's all even. So you can play music with it. And it's okay to play whatever you want to do. You can play like... But the thing is, the wah-wah pedal, in my opinion, is an accessory to your musicianship, to express yourself in the best possible way for the notes, for the people to hear. And the most important thing is, you want to reach the heart of your audience. And the wah-wah pedal, with my prototype, will allow you to do that. So I hope you get the idea of what I'm thinking, and I hope that you're going to write some great music and use my prototype pedal, because I think that's where you'll have more opportunity to express yourself as a musician and as a great guitarist. Hope you like what I've talked about. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.
Well, that was the shootout between all the different wahs and a special discussion on the actual prototype of Del's. Del, thank you so much for doing that.
Well, thank you very much, Scott, for being here.
How would people come and contact you?
Well, you could go to my website, which is www, which is World Wide Web.
The World Wide Web.
Yeah,
I've heard of that.
Really cool, yeah. Del Casher, Del, like one L, D-E-L, and then CASHER.com. And you can go there, or you can just spam me, whatever you want to do. I'm available. You know, if you got anything good to say about me, you know, be sure to tell me. If you have nothing bad to say, don't tell anybody. But anyway, I'd like to hear from you what you think about these things.
Yeah, let them know what you think of all the different wahs and which one was your favorite. Also, again, as a reminder, down in the description below, there is a link to the actual very first show on our radio show with Del Casher.
That's right.
So he goes through and talks about his times with Gian Autry, Frank Zappa. So you were the A to Z guitar player.
A to Z guitar player, yes, because I had to make a living, and that's what I did. So whatever you wanted me for that day, that's what I would be. And I want to say that I really had a great privilege of working with Elvis Presley in his movie Roustabout. Elvis was a good friend of mine, and I really am honored to have that. I got to say that being a guitar player has introduced me to wonderful people like you, and wonderful people out there, out in television land, Lawrence Welk, and send your cards and letters. Oh, do you guys send cards and letters anymore? No, you don't do that. No cards and letters. Well, send me an email or whatever. I'd love to hear from you. And I'd like to know what you think about the prototype wah-wah pedal that I had developed about 40-some years ago. Maybe we'll eventually, oh, by the way, they said, you know, all the patents have been invented in 1899. There's no need for patents.
Yeah, that was the head of the patent bureau.
Head of the patent bureau. And thank you very much, Scott. Do you think we might be able to reach China by this medium?
Hopefully, China.
I mean, we get farther than Hammond, Indiana, where I'm from.
Yes, well, hopefully. I think, you know, we'll see if we can get them to see it.
Oh, good.
I'll see if I can get it translated.
Well, don't worry about that. Just send the cards or letters. Or I don't know. I'm old-fashioned, you know, but we'll get that worked out. Thank you very much.
No problem. And if you want to learn more about our radio show, The Flow Guitar Enthusiast, where we talk guitars, tone, and gear with the artists, the luthiers, and the manufacturers we all love, make sure to visit our website, www.flowguitarenthusiast.com, or go to our Facebook page, The Flow Guitar Enthusiasts. That's all we have here for you today.
Thank you very much, Scott.
Thank you, Del.
Thank you.
All right.
Pleasure. There it is.